My dying wife made me promise I won't date again, but I changed my mind afterward. 6 years ago, my wife got sick very fast. One day the doctor said she might be okay. That night things got worse. Before I left her room, she looked at me with tired eyes and said, "If I die, you're not allowed to date." I laughed a little because I thought she would live. I said, "Okay, I won't." Our 2 daughters were standing by the door. They heard every word. The next day, by noon, my wife was gone. After that, my whole life was our girls. I made breakfast, packed lunches, drove them to school and practice, and sat in the front row for every game and play. I learned how to braid hair from a YouTube video and how to remove stains from white shirts. I burned dinners and then learned not to. I kept my promise without even thinking about it. There was no room in my mind for anyone else. It was just us 3, moving through the years like a small boat on a big lake. This August, I dropped my youngest off at college. I helped her carry boxes up the stairs. I fixed a squeaky bed and left a roll of quarters for the laundry. I hugged her, told her to call me, and drove home to a quiet house. The boat felt empty. I go to a support group for people who lost a spouse. We sit in a circle, share stories, and try not to cry too much. In March, I met a woman there. She lost her husband around the same time I lost my wife. She laughed at my dumb jokes. She cried when I talked about the first Christmas without stockings. We did not plan anything, but in July, we went for coffee. In August, we walked in a park. In September, we had dinner. 4 dates. No big secrets, no big plans, just 2 lonely people talking. I did not tell my daughters yet. I wanted to be sure first. I wanted to keep their hearts safe. I told myself I was still keeping my promise in spirit because I was not in love. I was only learning how to smile again. Then, last week, we went to a small restaurant. The server walked up, said my name, and then I realized she was my older daughter's friend from high school. Her eyes got wide. She kept looking at me, then at the woman across from me. I left a big tip and we went home. My phone was quiet. I thought maybe nothing will happen. At 11 p.m., my phone rang. It was my daughter, crying and yelling, words hitting me like rocks. "How could you? You promised, Mom. You're cheating on her memory. You lied to us." I tried to speak, but she was too hurt to listen. My heart pounded. My hands shook. I said, "I can't talk like this. I love you. I'll call you in the morning." Then I put my phone face down on the table and sat in the dark. That night, I remembered my wife's last words. I remembered my laugh. I remembered saying, "Okay." I felt like a bad person, like I had spit on her grave. I am 45. I am lonely. I want someone to hold my hand on hard days, but I also want my girls to feel safe and loved. I lay awake until the sun came up. In the morning, my wife's sister texted me. She said, her request was not fair. We were scared. She was scared. We say strange things when we are scared. We do not want you to be alone forever. We won't judge you. She also said she would talk to my daughter. My younger daughter called too. She said, "Dad, it's okay. You're allowed to live." I cried a little in the kitchen, by the sink, where no one could see. I called my older daughter and asked if I could visit her campus for breakfast. It is only an hour away. She said yes, but her voice was small. I drove there with shaky hands and a tight chest. I kept thinking, this is the moment. This is the moment we might break. The dining hall was busy and loud. We took a table by a window. Outside, the trees were just starting to turn red. We both stared at our plates. Then she said, "I miss Mom." I said, "Me too, every day." This was the climax, the hard peak of the story, the part where everything could fall apart or start to heal. I told her the truth. I heard what Mom said. I promised. I kept that promise for 6 years. I did not plan to meet anyone. I did not look for love. I am not trying to replace her. No one could. I showed her a photo from my phone of the woman I had seen 4 times. She also lost someone. She knows how it feels. We only talk. We have not even been close. I could feel my face turn red. I was waiting to tell you until I was sure. I was wrong to wait. I should have trusted you with my heart. She wiped her eyes and said, "I felt like you were choosing someone over Mom." I said, "I am not choosing someone over Mom. I am choosing to keep living and still love Mom." My love for her did not die. It changed shape. We walked around campus for hours. We talked about small things. Her roommate's weird alarm, a professor who drinks too much coffee, a lost sock. We talked about big things, grief, hope, fear, the empty chair at the table. We laughed at a squirrel that tried to steal a muffin and cried at a bench where she remembered a birthday picnic with her mom. I told her, "Anyone I date must be kind to you and your sister. If she is not for me." She took a deep breath and said, "It still hurts, but I know it's not fair to ask you to be alone forever." She said sorry for yelling. I said sorry for hiding.